I'm Felicia,
And I'm Ian.
and we are the Paranormal Lovers. Started.
All right, now I'm going to hit record on Audacity. And
Okey-doke.
hello. Okay, we're getting sound. You speak.
Hello. Is anyone there?
Okay, we got both mics going. Everything's good so far.
So far, so good.
Okay, you ready to try this again?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, paranormal dudes, dudettes, and dudays. Welcome back to another episode of the Paranormal Lovers.
Hi, guys.
Hey, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Actually, it's almost 12 o'clock.
Yeah, it's brunch.
I've been sitting here fighting with this computer for the last hour.
Oh man, this episode has proven difficult.
It has. This is our fifth.
I don't know. I lost track. We've been trying to record. We've been trying to get our microphones to record on StreamYard and Audacity at the same time, and it is proven very difficult.
It has proven very difficult. It's been a little bananas.
A couple of times we lost mic signal at completely on anything that we tried.
Yeah,
we're like, what is going on?
Yeah, and I don't even know what I did to get it working again.
Yeah, we don't know.
I have no idea.
We unplugged it, plugged it back in, and it's working now.
Turned it off and on. I don't know.
Had to reboot the computer. Oh man, this episode is I don't know, something about this one. I mean, you gotta smudge the house later or something. Because yeah.
Do I need to go get a dragon's blood incense and have it blowing in here while we're doing
that?
That
might help. Light some candles.
It's I don't know what's
going on. Pour some salt in the doorway.
I do have some ash salt I could dump out, and you need to get us some hot foot powder or some goofa dust or something.
Yeah.
Because
some iron in the corners of the property.
Yeah. I got those 4 steaks I still got to put out.
Right.
I need to soak them in salt water first, obviously. Yeah.
Maybe put them around the parents' house too.
Yeah. I was thinking about doing the whole property, what used to be all of Nana's property.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah, you guys, it's just been bananas. So this is take whatever.
Yeah, take 29,000.
We're trying it again. The next one that we have to record, because we're double recording today since we're going out of town next weekend, hopefully it should be good.
Right.
I don't think I'm pissing off any ancestors or deities with the next episode.
Well, I didn't mean to with this one, but something's bad.
Something is not appreciating you doing this episode.
Right. So what do you like about this week, baby?
I love seeing all the international listeners.
Yeah.
That we have. We have 18 countries across the globe where we have at least one person listening to us. 104 different cities or towns.
That's so wild.
It is crazy. I'm seriously I saw
Thank
Bangkok.
you guys for listening.
I saw Bangkok and Sweden on there the other day, and it's just I'm trying to think about
Sweden,
where they're at, and the fact that they're listening to our voices from this little hick town in western North Carolina. It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, we really appreciate everybody that's listened.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Absolutely amazing. So thank you. What did you love about this week?
This week I found a Facebook post, or I seen a Facebook post of one of my friends, and they were up in arms about something that's happening here in our town. And what it is our town has trees along the highway, just massive trees that looks like carpet on the mountains here. And what they do to keep the trees cut back from the highway is that, they used to have this it's like a tractor with a mower arm on it. It's like a little bush hog on an arm, and they would take it and just trim the trees back with the mowing arm, and which was fine. But now they're doing this thing where they have these big water tank trucks with sprayers on them, and they'll come by and spray the whole side of down the whole side of the highway. And then a couple of days later, all the leaves turn brown and die. And so like everybody hears like what is going on with this. And the friend that I had made a Facebook post about it asking, what was up with it. And people were like irate on there. They were
Mm-hmm.
like, it's poison. They're spraying it. Like, it's not good.
Yeah.
And so I liked the reaction of all the locals being like, no, this is not cool. We need to call and get it, like,
Yeah.
get them to mow instead of spraying because this is not
It's
how we
not
want to do
okay.
things.
Like on one hand, like it looks terrible because you
Yep.
have like this huge chunk at the bottom of the tree that's just brown, and then the rest of it's green. But then you also have to worry about we've had a lot of rain the past few days. All those chemicals are being washed into the soil, into the
Yep.
groundwater. People live close to the interstate.
Yep.
So if anybody has vegetable gardens or animals that drink water outside, like it's not healthy for any of us.
No, it's not.
And people will be like, "Oh, well, I'm sure they're using like some safe, environmental friendly stuff." Well, you know what? Back in the day, they used to think Agent Orange was a good thing to use as a weed killer.
Anything that kills plants is not gonna be
It's
safe.
definitely not going to be safe for us.
No,
Like, so yeah, it's just
definitely not for animals either.
I guess they got to save money in every corner that they
I
can.
mean, what about like squirrels and stuff that are in those trees
Yeah,
and they just come by and spray them?
yeah,
Like, what?
yeah.
It's
It's
not
real
cool.
messed up. DOT in the state of
Uh,
North Carolina needs to get their shit together and figure out something else because
So she actually called. She went and called the DOT and was like, "Hey, what are y'all doing?
yeah,
Like, I don't want my taxpayer dollars to pay for this."
yeah.
Like,
And I mean, like, you can't get mad at the people that are doing it,
right?
physically doing it, because they're just doing their jobs. They're doing what they get paid to do.
Yep.
But the people that actually run the organizations and the government places, like, they need to get their head out of their ass and
Yeah.
understand that, like, you got people screaming about, like, getting vaccines and shit. Do you think people are going to be really happy about you spraying a chemical on the side of the road?
Right.
Like, no.
Just into the air everywhere.
And like, if you really want to think about it, like they spray it, it rains, it runs off into the rainwater, it runs into the road, it gets on your vehicle.
Yep.
So
You
then
take
you're
it home.
spreading it on
Then
the
it rains
tires of your
again.
vehicle. Yeah. And then you take it home, it rains again, it washes off of your vehicle into your yard.
Yep.
Not cool.
No, not at
Not
all.
cool at all. Get your shit together, North Carolina.
So I've got an interesting episode for you guys. This is episode 36, I believe.
Yep.
You are 36 years old.
I am 36 years old and I got 16 days till I turn 37.
37.
Woo! I'm not old. I'm only 37.
So this episode's going to be about the Owlman and the Kikiyaon. Now I'm not sure how to pronounce that because not from Africa. The Kikiyaon was from Africa. Um,
I think it sounds. I mean, you're
but
sounding it out phonetically,
it's
so
Kiki and then Yaon Kikiyaon. So while I was thinking of research for this episode, I originally was going to do the Dauber Chew. Have you ever heard of the Dauber Chew?
I have not.
It is it's a gigantic otter
The
in
otter.
Ireland.
Listen, he's literally. This is the third time he's told me that, and I still forget that it's an otter.
It was on the list of Wikipedia uh cryptids, and
Yeah.
it sounded like it'd be a cool one, but I couldn't like find much stuff on it.
That name Dover Chew. It sounds a lot like what the Puckwudgies said in
Mhm.
my Bridgewater Triangle. You want you, Dover
Right.
Chew. That was
Right.
weird.
Well, it's spelled DOHBAR and then dash CHU. So
Yeah.
Dober Chew, Dauber Chew.
Yeah.
But while I was looking for it, I stumbled across an Owlman cryptid, and so I was like, okay, well, I want to do that one
Yeah.
because it sounded a little more interesting. I don't know.
It's owls.
I just stumbled upon it, so I decided to do my episode on it instead. I may still do the Dauber Chew later, but like might combine it with something else because
Yeah.
it's a little short, or the story of it's a little short. That being said, while I was researching the episode, I found two different Owlman stories as well because they were kind of shorter stories as well. So I'm gonna tell you about the most recent one first, and you'll see why later. Now, our first Owlman story comes from the UK in the Cornish village of Manmall. Kind of, kind of sounds like mammal, huh?
It does sound like mammal. It does. We got a bunch of mammals around here. We're not making fun of it. We
Right.
just think it's like cute because everybody around here calls their grandma mammal.
Yep, it's true. Although, like the Europeans, they probably call it Menmall.
Would you like to go to Manmall for the
Should we go
weekend?
to Menmall?
Yes, I would like to go to Manmall. Thank you very much.
Now, the legend of the Owlman comes from Cornish folklore. In Cornish, they call it Coandin, or simply Cornish for Owlman, or Owlman of Manmall. This creature is said to be half owl, half human. It is said to have appeared in Manmall in 1976. Now remember the date because it'll be important later on. Also, the Owlman of Manmall has been compared to the American Mothman legend from the mid 1960s.
That's the zaddy of cryptids.
Mm-hmm. Now, both these places that I'm telling you about, they have big owls in the forest regions of them. In Eurasia, they have a thing called an eagle owl that's like a ginormous, super scary owl on its own. Like when it puffs out its feathers, its head becomes like huge.
Yeah, I looked up some last night, and they have eagle owls in Britain, and I mean they're big, but they are cute, and they have like ears.
Mm-hmm.
Which I've seen owls with like small ears, but they have like they
Not
look
like the
like
ones that
antenna
sticking
ears.
up like
Yeah,
like horns.
yeah.
Now, in this encounter, one of those owls could have been the cause of all the panics, but keep an open mind. It might have been something very paranormal as well. The Owlman of Myanmar originated when a guy named Tony Doc Shields claimed to have investigated a report of two young girls on holiday in Myanmar. I don't know why they call him Doc, but it's probably got to do with his cryptozoology investigations.
Maybe. And honestly, if you get a doctorate in anything, you are a doctor of that.
True, true.
So
Right, right. A lot of work. A
it
lot of
is a
work.
lot of work. I've been looking into it, and I'm terrified of taking that path, but maybe.
He was also a writer and artist. These two vacationing girls were visiting St. Mammal and St. Stephen's Church on April 17th, 1976. While looking at the church's tower on that day, they claimed to have seen a large winged creature hovering, not flying, but hovering over the tower. According to most of the versions of the story, the names of the girls were June and Vicky Melling.
Hey, Aunt Vicky.
Yeah,
When
I have an aunt named Vicky.
was
Hey,
she
Vicky.
in England in the
I
1970s?
don't know, maybe. But the two little girls were so terrified of this feathered bird man that their father, whose name was Don, decided, hey, let's get the heck out of here.
You would do the same thing if you were out with Patty somewhere and she saw
Sure.
some creature and she freaked out. You'd be like, "All right, we're going home."
Yeah, we're out. And said nope.
So there's no telling if he was like, "I'm gonna leave because my girls are scared," or if he was like, "I am not dealing with these two girls freaking out in the middle of the woods. Let's go home."
Right. So he immediately cut their family vacation short and said, just left.
Yeah.
One of the little girls decided to make a drawing of the creature that they had seen, and it was later that they came up with the name Owlman for it.
Mm.
There is actually another cryptid linked to this specific Owlman incident, and it came from a pamphlet that was titled Morgawar, Morgawar,
Hmm.
spelled Morgawr, and it was telling you about the monster of Foulmouth Bay, because Europeans cuss so much they got to name a bay after it.
Mm-hmm. Is that a book? I'm sorry. I was trying to look at pictures of it, and I think there's like a book or something about it.
Sure.
But was that
Yeah, I
the
think it was
girl's drawing that you saw?
maybe. See, I think Anthony wrote, or the guy that wrote the pamphlet, Anthony Manmal Peller. I think he wrote that book,
Hmm.
but but he Anthony Manmal Peller wrote the pamphlet of the Monster of Foulmouth Bay, and it circulated in Cornwall in 1976. Kind of strange, but also sounded like another cryptid for another day.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh, there are also many stories of sea and water cryptids from this area, and I can see why, because I mean nobody knows what's out in the oceans and rivers of the planet Earth. Like
For
there's
sure, especially in the
deep unknown
oceans.
places.
Because, like, back in the 1800s and stuff, if they saw a massive beast in the water and they didn't know what it was a sea beast.
Yep. Now back to the Owlman legend. According to Shells, Owlman was reported again on July 3rd by two 14-year-old girls this time. I don't know what it is with the Owlman and young girls,
It's because
but
it's a man's,
right.
not all men, I guess.
It's creepy old Owlman.
Yeah, creepy old men. Not my favorite.
Now their names were Sally Chapman and Barbara Perry. Now these two girls claimed to be camping when they seen the creature. Confronted by it, they said that it was a big owl as big as a man, that it had painted ears, glowing eyes, and black pincer claws, like a crab.
No, no. It's bad enough that it's a giant man owl, but you gonna add crab
Pincer
pinchers
claws.
to it?
Yep.
No.
The Owlman of Mawnan has also been dubbed a very metal name called the Death Raptor.
Even though it makes me think of like a velociraptor.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely, the way they described it here definitely makes it sound like some sort of dinosaur.
Yeah,
It is also said to be a demonic beast, because everything with churches that they don't understand is a demon.
pretty much. If it ain't Jesus, it's Satan.
Yep. But it has over 30 years of reports of the Owlman from this area, even though I couldn't find a whole lot of the reports on it. Uh, it is said to have caused kind of a collective madness in the village of Manmal. The creature is described as having gray feathers and stood 4 to 5 feet tall, which is kind of big for an owl, but not
Not super
super
big for a
big.
cryptid.
Right.
Like, I want to pat it on its head. It's shorter than I am.
Yeah.
And that's pretty damn short.
Hello, little owl man.
Hello, little owl. But then he comes at you with the claw, like, don't fucking touch me.
Don't
like,
touch me.
Sorry. Leave you alone.
Yeah, he comes with the pincer claws, and it also says to have huge clawed feet, like a Freddy Krueger feet.
Ugh.
Like,
You better
that'd be
watch
kind
out
of
with
scary.
if it's got crab claws, though, you better watch out because he comes around here. These redneck boys is going to be having some crab legs for
It's true.
some crab claws for dinner.
There'd be people trying to hunt him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Ian's having a technical difficulty with his vape.
Difficulties. Let me grab my other one. Where's that?
Not in here.
All right.
No, it's in your pocket.
Yeah, it's in my pocket. So there was also UFO sightings and reports of animals acting weird in this area and time period. There was reports of dog attacks, and some people reported being held hostage by feral cats.
I just how are they holding you
I
hostage?
don't know. Maybe they like cornered him close to a
Like,
building or something.
because I love cats and I obviously do not condone violence against animals. I would murder someone if they hurt my animals. But
Yeah.
if a feral cat's trying to hold me hostage, I'm punting that thing.
Right.
Okay? I'm going to kick it as hard and as far as I can
Yeah.
and then run away.
Yeah. Now, I don't know why uh, all this stuff was happening, but maybe the Owlman was the alien overlord.
It's possible. Or like a dinosaur overlord.
Or just like he's got like the Seraphina special ability where he can control animals.
Maybe. Maybe, yeah.
Uh maybe we actually have an owlman here because our animals act pretty weird sometimes.
I mean, we definitely have owls, and we also have a giant woodpecker that likes to put massive holes in our trees and
Yeah,
then
that guy's huge.
peck branches until they just fall off the tree.
Man, he tears those trees up.
He's pretty big. He's maybe like 2 feet tall, which is that's the first time I've ever seen a large woodpecker. Is when your dad put that trail cam out to catch him on the tree.
Yep.
He's
Yeah,
big.
he was on this tree that's in our front yard, and there's like a crack kind of going up the middle of the tree, like just kind of like a fold where it's the tree's grown, and he decided he was going to eat out of that little fold and tore like four big holes
Mm,
into it, and you could see all the wood shavings under it where he was digging in it. I was
yeah,
like, wow,
yeah,
that guy's like crazy. He's going to cut down my tree.
yeah.
but But that's the story of Owlman and or the Owlman of Mawnan. Now, while researching the Owlman of Mawnan, I found another creature whose stories were not as well known, but much more terrifying. The creature is known as the Kikiyaon, or also the soul cannibal.
I don't like that. You cannot eat my soul.
Right. The Kikiyaon is the least seen of all the cryptids, other than maybe the lonely squonk.
You know what?
That's so sad.
He's so sad. He's so ugly. He's so ugly. He cute, but he just cries himself. I looked up the Owlman real
Hmm.
quick because I have ADHD and I can't sit still and I have to look at stuff.
Sure.
Here it's showing the Owlman of Mawnan.
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 Hmm.
So
Maybe I misspelled it the whole time.
maybe you got like a touch of dyslexia and just flip some letters around.
Or maybe it was misspelled in that one.
I don't know because it's like every Google search was like Mawnan, Mawnan, Mawnan,
Yeah.
which
I
doesn't sound any better coming out of my mouth.
right. I probably misspelled it.
That's
Sorry,
all right.
guys.
That's all right. So we're human. We make mistakes.
Right. So the Kikiyaon is like super scary to me. It has been described as having a huge owl-like head with enormous talons on its feet and its arms. The Bambara people in Mali, somewhere in West Africa, tell a story of a creature with feathered wings and a sharp spur coming out of the creature's shoulders. Are you getting creeped out?
No, I don't know if one of the animals is like being crazy out there, if there's something hitting the heat pump right out here by the window. So I'm hearing like
Man,
metal ting ting tinging noises.
doing this episode has been crazy. Like,
Yeah.
it's all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff's happened while we tried to record.
It's been a little freaky.
Other reports have said that it has short greenish gray fur and a tufted tail. Most reports of this creature is not of the creature being seen, but of it being heard. A lot of them coming from the African savannas. I used to think going out to the savannas, and camping would be awesome, but I don't know about it anymore. Like, there's so much out there that could like kill you, and you got like this thing running around. It's like super scary.
Like I would love to go out on a safari or something on the savannah, but you know me. I don't camp. I
Yeah,
want 4 solid walls and a lock
right.
on my door. Not a flimsy piece of canvas.
Sure.
No,
I,
thank you.
even then, if you had a trailer out there, you got to worry about like rhinos and elephants and
That's true.
like
Those are some big damn
they
animals.
just flip a camper
I
over.
mean, that's why I'm saying, like, I'll go out in the savannah during the day, but you better have me a Airbnb or a hotel room to go back to.
Right. Uh, but the Kikiyaon can be heard along the savannas. It makes a kind of deep grunting sound. It also makes an even more terrifying sound when heard. It is said that it makes the sound of a man slowly being strangled to death.
I'm good.
Yeah,
Africa, the Americas, if I hear that noise and I can't
I'm running.
see what's going on, I don't want no damn part of it.
No, I'm taking off.
I'm gonna go the other direction.
Yeah. The Kikiyaon stories are of Gambian folklore. It's said that the soul of a cannibalistic man was trapped and manifested into an owl like being. The descriptions vary of it from stories being passed down, but it is said to attack people that wander too close to the darkest part of the woods that it inhabits.
It really, really sounds like an African version of a Wendigo.
Right. Kind of does, yeah.
Like, because a Wendigo is a man that had to turn to cannibalism and then it morphed him into some kind of creepy demon monster.
Sure. It is claimed to have a giant 20-foot wingspan and, as mentioned before, spurs or spikes coming from its shoulders.
I don't get that. Is he like body checking people?
I don't
Like
know.
a football player?
Like that one sounds like a kind of a dinosaur too, like big old
Mm,
like horns sticking out of its wings.
yeah. Makes me wonder if it like puts people on them. Like it like swoops down and grabs somebody and then it like
Throws one on
stabs it
there.
on there and then it goes gets more and it just got like bodies stacked up on the spikes on its arms.
Oh, that's terrifying, but also very metal.
Sorry.
People have claimed to smell this creature before hearing the haunting cries of it. The smell is the smell of something putrid, like the odor of a dead snake that has been out in the sun too long. They say that the thing is absolutely deadly, that it can run so fast along the plains that it can easily outrun a human, like on its legs.
Mm-hmm.
And that most of the time it takes to the skies, though, and just like swoops down upon its human prey and hauls them off into the woods.
It
Which
really
is
do be sounding
crazy.
like some kind of dinosaur or something.
Right. The description of the Kikiyaon, kind of like the Owlman, is also kind of linked to another cryptid, and I may cover that one later. Like I was just finding all kinds of cryptids
Mm-hmm.
whenever I was doing research for this one, uh, and this one is called the Sasabonsum, a sort of vampire-like bird described in local myths. Bernard Hoovelmans in 1986 discussed a case of an Ashanti carving seen by J.B. Danquan. The Susabonsum was said to have a human face with owl-like, or with horns like an owl. So, like it had those horns that you were talking about sticking up out of its head.
Mm-hmm.
It had two short arms, like short little raptor arms, and bat like wings. A young man had told Dan Kwan that a Sansabonsum had been killed by a local man named Agyawuo in 1928. He said that the creature was 5 foot tall with a wingspan also of 20 feet and was black and white spotted in color. So it kind of sounds like an owl too, the way the colors black and white spotted,
Yeah, it
like a
does.
spotted owl.
You know, it also makes me think of those. You know those swamp birds we have down at the lake?
Mm-hmm.
They're like black with white spots, and they've got which they don't look like owls per se because they have like long necks and like skinny heads and beaks. Creepy little birds, but it makes me think of some kind of like scavenger bird.
Right. The body of the creature was taken to the district commissioner L.W. Wood on February 22nd, 1928, where it was photographed. Although when they got a hold of L.W. Wood about seeing the photograph, because I would be curious about seeing the photograph of it. He said he wasn't sure about taking the photo of the beast and said that he had been in the area in 1918, not 1928.
Mm,
Which, if he did see it in 1928, it would have been 50 years before the other Owlman in England.
yeah. But
If
if
it
it was
was
in 1918, it would have been
60 years.
58 years.
Right. So, I don't know. Maybe it's connected somehow.
Maybe.
Like, maybe it's the same owl creature just in different areas at different times.
It's possible.
It
Or it's
makes.
just like, you know how you have like deer and there's like different species within the same genus family
Mm-hmm.
of an animal. Maybe
Sure.
it's like that. Maybe some cryptids are like that. You have like this owl type cryptid and then it like spreads all across the globe. And because of where they live, they have to adapt to the environment and whatnot. So they just kind of change a little bit over time.
Sure. It kind of made me think when I was researching it about Jeepers Creepers, how it
Hmm.
came back every like 50 years or 5 years or whatever.
Yeah. And if you think about it, when I did the Puckwudgies, I think it was the Puckwudgies, the like great warrior guy or whatever had come down and like ran them off and they spread out all across the globe.
Right.
We had talked about seeing them in Massachusetts and then like the pictures of from Erwin Saunders in England,
Sure.
they look like Puckwudgies.
They do.
So
Right. So Hoovelman thinks that the reports of the Sasabonsum was just people seeing what is called a Kangamato, a large bat species that resides in the woods of this area of Africa. Both the Sansabonum and the Kikiyaon have said to appear in nightmares and hallucinations of the people, and is said to be conjured up by witches to serve them to get revenge on their enemies.
that's right. Don't fuck with a witch.
No, don't mess with them.
Like you stupid
Yeah.
if you mess with a witch.
It's difficult to tell whether or not this cryptid's real, like all the other ones. The people who claim to see it escaping with their lives are supposed to die a lingering death from a strange illness. It is said that they don't die of shock, then they would slowly turn into a zombie.
No, thank you. Just eat me,
Right.
okay? I don't want to be a zombie.
Some say the creature is real, and others claim that it is more ghostly and takes a more spirit like form. Out of many of the cryptids that I have heard about, though, this one is probably the most terrifying to me. That is the story of Owlman of Mawnan and the Kikiyaon, or soul cannibal.
Mm-mm. Those, like the owl man in and of itself. Have you ever seen an owl's legs? Did you know owls
Hmm.
have legs?
Yeah, they got huge claws too.
Okay, they got long legs in a short body, and it makes me just think like it was just like an owl missing some feathers,
Right.
Because
Maybe
if
so.
it's like a big owl
Hmm.
and it's like missing feathers, or it's just got like super long leg, like I would freak out too.
Might look a little human,
It
maybe.
might, yeah. Um, but yeah, that one in Africa,
Right. Terrifying.
it is terrifying. Like I still want to go to the motherland, but I want to be close enough to a city or a large town that I can sleep in a house at night. Because
Sure.
I mean, I ain't even just worried about that, but like rhinos and stuff, and
Yeah.
nocturnal cats that go out hunting.
Hippos. Hippos are like extremely
Hippos,
dangerous.
oh my god, they'll stomp you to death.
They will. If you have a campfire, they'll just tear your camp up and
Mm-hmm.
stomp your campfire out.
They're very territorial.
Hmm.
I'm a mama hippo.
So it's the same thing with rhinos. They'll just bum rush your camp and just totally tear it up.
Yeah. So well, oh, that cat is
I
at the
know.
door.
The cat.
I don't know if you can hear, but they are digging, trying to get in the office.
Like, hey, you guys aren't out here with us.
So, well, I appreciate you doing that episode. I'm glad I'm sober now because we tried to record it last night after I'd had some legal THC syrup, and it was not good. I about gave myself a heart attack.
About put
So
her to sleep.
yeah, both at the same time. It's a very strange experience, but all right, guys, we appreciate you joining us today. You can head on over to Instagram and follow us at the Paranormal Lovers. You can search for us on YouTube at the Paranormal Lovers in the search bar. And you can send us an email at theparanormallovers@yahoo.com. You can send us a topic request. You can send us a personal story. You can just say hi, whatever. Email us.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
And we appreciate you guys joining us, and we will see you guys next week.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.